I'm going to show you a simple test on how to determine if your glutes are inhibited or not firing, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we can really light up those glutes and get them really firing. First, what does it mean when a glute is inhibited or not firing? It basically means that the muscle is not contracting kind of when it should, or it's out of sequence, okay? And if a muscle is inhibited or firing out of sequence, that means that other muscles may be overactive. And basically the whole system is out of whack, okay? And if it's out of whack, it's setting you up for an injury. So what does that mean? Okay, a simple test to determine whether or not the glutes are firing. Okay, the glute muscle is the prime extensor of the hip, okay? That means its primary job is to extend the hip. And now if the glute is inhibited or it's not firing, and it's not the prime muscle causing that hip to extension, that means that other muscles are taking the job of the glute, and that's going to set you up for poor performance or possibly increased risk of injury. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay prone on your stomach. Excuse my bad drawing. Okay, lay down on your stomach, keep the legs stretched, and what you're going to do is you're going to feel the hamstring, the glute, and the back. So just put a finger on all those muscles, on the low back, on the glute, and on the hamstring. And then you're going to tell the person to keep that leg straight, lift it up. Okay? And all you're doing is you're feeling or you're looking for the muscle contraction. Now, I said the glute's the prime mover of the hip extension. So when you're going into extension like this, so when you're keeping that leg straight and moving that hip into extension, the glute should contract or fire first. So you should see this muscle tighten up, the glute happen first. If not, what we commonly see is the hamstring contract first. So if you put your finger on the glute, put your finger on the hamstring, keep the leg straight, and extend that hip. And if that hamstring contracts first, that means that hamstring is overexcited, the glute is inhibited, and the hamstring is trying to take that over. Now this happens a lot because we're sitting a lot, okay? We're not working those glutes as much as we should be, okay? They become fatigued, they become inhibited. Now, the way that we're going to make those fire on in a really fast time is by adding a very deep form of muscle stimulation into that glute, and then performing some exercises. So if you search the internet on fire in the glute, yeah, you're going to see a lot of glute exercises, okay? A lot of exercises that isolate the glute. And that will eventually help that glute getting fired. But a better way, a faster way, a more effective way is hooking the glute up, or the inhibited muscle, up to a ARP wave trainer or Therastim, the two types of deep muscle stimulation. Okay, so now I'm just going to show this obviously on my arm. Okay, what we would do is put this these pads down here on the glutes, or the inhibited muscles that we find that are inhibited, and then what we would do is just turn it up. You can see that. Okay. So we're causing that muscle to fire right now without even doing the exercise. So we would put this on the inhibited muscle, the glute in this case, cause the glute to fire, to really light up, and then we would have the patients, the clients, do glute specific exercises at the same time we have that on. Now this is going to really light that muscle group up. We could do this for virtually we can do this for every muscle group, but we see this a lot. Okay, so if you're a runner, if you're an athlete, if you're trying to get the maximum performance, and you find that glute is not firing by this simple test, you're probably not functioning at the level you could, and you're also probably setting yourself up for an injury. And again, now the fastest way to get that thing firing, in rebooted kind of thing, is not simply by just doing the glute specific exercises, but hooking the muscle up to causing those muscles to really contract like that. Now imagine if that would be on my glute, and now I'm doing single leg lunges, squats, whatsoever to bring that up. So it's called the ARP Wave Trainer. If you're suffering some type of chronic back injury, or if you're an athlete looking for that competitive edge, test this out. Find someone in your area that does the ARP Wave Trainer. Any questions, leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them.